Time to focus on business now. Business editor Mike Eppel joins us. Mike, questions over whether Apple has hit the bullseye with its new smartwatch.
Well, invariably, Dave, whenever Apple comes out with any new product, case in point, the iPad about 5 years ago, the question is, does anybody actually need one of these things? And in the past, if past is prologue, so to speak, it shows that people do, in fact, buy Apple products. And the big question is about the Apple Watch, which was unveiled to great fanfare yesterday in San Francisco by CEO Tim Cook. We're talking about a little bit of a departure here for Apple, inasmuch as this is a high-tech, high-priced luxury item. Do you really need one? You could argue you need a cell phone, you need a tablet, you need a laptop computer or a desktop. Do you really need a wristwatch? It's almost passé when you think about it. And the other question is, when you're talking about a price point of $450 to start, going up to north of $10,000 for a gold version of the Apple Watch, what happens when in 2 years or less the Model 1.0 of this device is suddenly obsolete? Does that $10,000 item go into a drawer someplace to sit there? A Rolex will always function in its original form when you're looking at a price point of that nature. So it's going to be very interesting to see how many of these devices are actually sold when they go on sale next month, and does it drive further iPhone sales, because indeed you do need an iPhone to have the Apple Watch actually function, because it has to be tethered to that device. Apple stock, incidentally, is down to start the trading day, as are most of the major markets. We're seeing a fairly significant sell-off to start, because there's all sorts of talk about when and if the U.S. Federal Reserve should start raising interest rates this summer. Do they need to? Other central banks have been cutting interest rates, or holding the line at least, so we're seeing a little bit of market rebalancing. The Canadian dollar earlier was at a near 5-year low against the U.S. greenback. And the other interesting point is about the bond trade right now. One of the world's biggest bond managers, Pacific Investment Management, has been selling Canadian bonds because they don't like the way Stephen Poloz, our Bank of Canada governor, has not been telegraphing interest rate moves to the market. So that's something to watch and see if there's any further trend to develop there. Dave, back to you.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. That's business editor Mike Eppel. You can hear Mike on 660 News at 26 and 56 after the hour.